Presenter mocks LeBron James's past, but the star's response shut him up. It was a sunny spring afternoon in Los Angeles. LeBron James, the basketball superstar, was relaxing in his mansion after an intense morning training session with the Lakers. His phone rang, displaying his agent Rich Paul's name on the screen. "Hey Rich, any news?" LeBron answered, his voice still breathless from the recent workout. "LeBron, I have an interesting proposal for you," Rich replied, his tone mixing enthusiasm and caution. "The Late Night with Derek Collins show wants you as a guest next week. It's a great publicity opportunity, especially with the playoffs approaching." LeBron hesitated. Derek Collins was known for his sharp humor and provocative questions. His interviews often went viral, not always for the best reasons. "I don't know, Rich. You know Derek's style. I'm not in the mood to become a national joke." Right now, LeBron expressed his concern. Rich, sensing his client and friend's hesitation, argued, "I understand your concern, but think about it. You've faced much bigger challenges in your career. This is a chance to show another side of yourself to the public. Plus, your presence on the show could inspire many young people who admire you." LeBron reflected for a moment, remembering his journey from the streets of Akron to becoming one of the biggest names in basketball. He had overcome poverty, criticism, and crushing expectations. A challenging interview should be nothing in comparison. "All right, Rich, I'll do it," LeBron finally agreed. "But I want you to prepare the team for any scenario. Knowing Derek, he's going to try to catch me off guard." Rich smiled on the other end of the line, satisfied with the decision. "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. You're going to crush it as always." After hanging up, LeBron walked to the window of his living room, observing the Los Angeles skyline. He thought about all the battles he had faced to get where he was. From the tough days in Akron, through the pressure of being the chosen one as a teenager, to the fierce criticism he faced throughout his career. "If I overcame all that, I can handle anything Derek Collins throws my way," he muttered to himself, feeling a mix of determination and apprehension. In the days that followed, LeBron mentally prepared for the interview. He reviewed crucial moments of his career, anticipating possible angles of attack from Derek. His public relations team worked tirelessly, preparing him for various scenarios. As the day of the interview approached, news of his participation in Derek Collins's show spread quickly. Fans, critics, and the media speculated about what could happen. Many remembered Derek's past interviews, where guests were caught off guard by his sharp questions and acidic jokes. LeBron, however, remained focused. He knew this wasn't just another interview, but an opportunity to show his resilience and wisdom, gained over the years. With the date approaching, he felt ready to face whatever Derek Collins had prepared for him. The day of the interview arrived faster than LeBron expected. He entered the studios of Late Night with Derek Collins in New York, feeling the familiar butterflies in his stomach that always preceded great challenges. The buzz in the corridors was intense, with production members running back and forth, making final adjustments before the live show. "Mr. James, this way, please." A young production assistant guided him through the maze of corridors to his dressing room. The space was comfortable, but LeBron could barely sit still. He adjusted the tie of his custom-made suit, a deep blue tone that enhanced his skin. His reflection in the mirror showed a confident man, but his eyes revealed a hint of apprehension. Knocks on the door interrupted his thoughts. It was Rich, his agent, accompanied by Savannah, LeBron's wife. "How are you feeling, champ?" Rich asked, placing a comforting hand on LeBron's shoulder. "Ready for whatever comes," LeBron replied with a tense smile. Savannah approached, adjusting his suit lapel. "Remember, you're LeBron James. Nothing he says can diminish who you are and what you've accomplished." LeBron nodded, grateful for the support. At that moment, another production member appeared at the door. "Mr. James, we have a situation. Mr. Collins would like to speak with you before the show." LeBron exchanged glances with Rich and Savannah. This wasn't in the script. "All right, let's go," said LeBron, standing up. They were led to a small meeting room. Derek Collins was already there, his characteristic smile plastered on his face. "LeBron, what a pleasure to have you here." Derek extended his hand, his firm grip contrasting with the mischievous gleam in his eyes. "The pleasure is mine, Derek," LeBron responded, maintaining his composure. Derek got straight to the point. "Look, LeBron, you know how the show works. The audience wants fun, wants to laugh. I thought we'd start by remembering some, let's say, less glorious moments of your career. To break the ice." LeBron's stomach tightened. He knew this could happen, but Derek's direct approach caught him off guard. Rich quickly intervened. "Derek, I thought we had agreed on the interview topics beforehand." Derek shrugged, his smile never faltering. "Ah, but the audience loves a surprise. Don't worry, LeBron. It'll all be in good humor." LeBron took a deep breath, feeling the weight of expectations on his shoulders. He thought of all the young people who saw him as a role model, his family watching at home, everyone who trusted him. "Derek," LeBron began, his voice calm but firm, "I understand the format of your show, but I also hope you understand that my story, including the difficult moments, is not material for jokes. Every challenge I faced brought me here. If you want to discuss my journey, I'm open to that, but with respect." Derek's smile faltered for a moment, clearly not expecting this response. "Well, we'll see how things flow on stage," Derek replied, regaining his composure. "See you in a few minutes." As Derek left the room, Rich and Savannah approached LeBron. "You handled that very well," Savannah whispered, proud. Rich added, "Keep that attitude on stage. You've got this under control." LeBron nodded, feeling a wave of determination course through him. He knew the real challenge was yet to come, but now he was more prepared than ever. As he walked towards the stage, hearing the show's opening music and the roar of the audience, LeBron took a deep breath. He wasn't just representing himself, but everyone who had ever faced adversity and refused to be defined by it. The bright lights blinded him momentarily when he stepped onto the stage. The audience erupted in applause. Derek Collins was there, smiling, but LeBron could see a glint of challenge in his eyes. The game was about to begin, and LeBron was ready to play. The studio lights shone brightly, and the audience applauded enthusiastically as LeBron James walked towards the guest sofa. Derek Collins, with his characteristic smile, stood up to greet him. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us tonight none other than the King, LeBron James," announced Derek, his voice filled with almost exaggerated excitement. LeBron shook Derek's hand firmly, smiling at the audience as he sat down. The crowd finally calmed down, and Derek leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with anticipation. "So, LeBron," Derek began, "you came from Akron, Ohio, a city not exactly known for producing basketball superstars. What was it like growing up there?" LeBron relaxed a bit. This seemed like a harmless question. "Akron shaped me, Derek. It wasn't easy, but that city and the people there taught me the value of hard work and perseverance." Derek nodded, feigning interest. "Fascinating. But let's be honest, you weren't exactly the average kid from Akron, were you? At 17, you were already on the cover of Sports Illustrated, being called the Chosen One. That must have been a lot of pressure for a teenager, right?" LeBron felt the shift in tone. "No doubt. It was enormous pressure. But I had an incredible support system. My mother, my friends, my coaches, they kept me grounded." Derek smiled, leaning even further forward. "Speaking of staying grounded, remember that famous decision in 2010 when you announced you were leaving Cleveland in a TV special? A lot of people thought that was, well, a bit over the top." The audience fell silent, the tension palpable. In the air, LeBron took a deep breath, knowing this was the moment he had anticipated. "Look, Derek," LeBron began, his voice calm but firm. "I was young, and yes, I made mistakes. The decision wasn't my finest moment, but you know what's interesting? That event raised millions for charity. Sometimes even our mistakes can result in something positive if we learn from them. Derek seemed a bit disconcerted, but quickly recovered. Speaking of learning from mistakes, how about we talk about 2011? The loss to Dallas in the finals? A lot of people said you disappeared in that series. LeBron nodded, his expression serious. That loss was painful, but it was a turning point in my career. It made me reevaluate my game, my mentality. I don't run from my failures, Derek. I face them and use them as fuel to improve. The audience murmured in approval. Derek, realizing he was losing control of the narrative, decided to change tactics. Well, LeBron, you certainly improved since then. 4 championships, 4 MVPs, but some still question your legacy compared to Michael Jordan. What do you have to say about that? LeBron smiled, visibly relaxing. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, I've always said that. I never tried to be him. My goal has always been to be the best version of myself, on and off the court. Comparisons are inevitable, but in the end, I hope to be remembered not just for the titles, but for the positive impact I've had on communities and people's lives. The audience applauded spontaneously. Derek, seeing that his provocation strategy wasn't working, decided to change his tone. Your stance is admirable, LeBron. Speaking of impact off the court, you've been doing incredible work with your school in Akron. Can you tell us a bit about that? LeBron's eyes lit up. The I Promise School is one of the most important projects of my life. It's a way to give back to the community that raised me and give these kids the opportunities I didn't have. Education is the key to changing lives. As LeBron spoke passionately about his educational project, the audience was completely engaged. Derek, sensing the shift in atmosphere, began asking more constructive questions about LeBron's future plans, both in basketball and in his philanthropic endeavors. As the segment came to an end, it was clear that LeBron had not only survived the challenge, but transformed it into an opportunity to show his maturity, wisdom, and commitment to causes greater than basketball. Derek, recognizing LeBron's victory, concluded, "Well, LeBron, I think I can speak for everyone here when I say you've surprised us tonight. Thank you for your honesty and for sharing your journey with us." LeBron smiled, thanked him, and as the cameras cut to commercial, he knew he had achieved much more than just a good interview. He had reaffirmed his legacy, not just as an athlete, but as a human being. In the hours following the interview, the digital world erupted. Clips from Late Night with Derek Collins began circulating on social media at an impressive speed. LeBron James's name quickly became the most talked about topic on Twitter, with hashtags like LeBron Wisdom and More Than an Athlete gaining traction. The next morning, LeBron woke up in his New York hotel room to find his phone flooded with notifications. Messages of support from fellow athletes, celebrities, and fans filled his inbox. Even public figures who had previously criticized him were expressing admiration for his stance during the interview. "Good morning, champ," Rich said, entering the room with a wide smile. "I don't think you have any idea what happened while you were sleeping." LeBron sat up in bed, still groggy. "What's going on, Rich?" Rich turned on the TV, tuning into a news channel. The anchor was in the middle of a commentary, what many are calling a masterclass in handling provocations and turning negativity into a positive message. LeBron James not only defended his legacy, but also used the platform to highlight important issues such as education and community development. LeBron watched, astonished, as various commentators praised his performance. Sports analysts, who used to be his fiercest critics, were now praising him for his maturity and wisdom. "This is surreal," LeBron muttered. Rich smiled. "And that's not all. The LeBron James Foundation has received a significant increase in donations since last night. People are inspired, LeBron. They want to help. As he absorbed this information, LeBron received a video call from his wife, Savannah. "Honey, you're everywhere," she exclaimed, her face radiant with pride. "The kids at the I Promise school are asking to hold a special assembly in your honor. You've inspired all of them." LeBron felt a wave of emotion hit him. This means a lot to me, Savannah, more than any title or record." Throughout the day, the impact of the interview continued to unfold. Invitations for motivational speeches began to arrive. Universities expressed interest in having LeBron as a speaker at graduations. Even political leaders were seeking his opinion on issues of social justice and education. Late in the afternoon, LeBron received an unexpected call. It was Derek Collins. "LeBron, it's Derek." The host's voice sounded a bit hesitant. I wanted to thank you personally. Last night was something special." LeBron was surprised by Derek's sincere tone. "Thank you, Derek. I appreciate the opportunity you gave me." "Actually," Derek continued, "I wanted to apologize. I went into that interview with the wrong intentions. You taught me a valuable lesson about integrity and using our platform for good." The conversation continued for a few minutes, with Derek expressing his desire to collaborate on future charitable projects. LeBron, always willing to turn challenges into opportunities, agreed to explore possibilities. As the day came to an end, LeBron reflected on how a simple interview had transformed into something much bigger. He picked up his phone and began writing a message to share on his social media. "Last night I went to late night expecting an interview. I left there reminding myself and the world that we are more than our victories or defeats. We are the sum of our experiences, learnings, and most importantly, the impact we have on others' lives. Thank you all for the support. Let's continue using our voices to make a difference. Strive for greatness, more than an athlete." As he pressed send, LeBron felt a renewed sense of purpose. He knew this experience wasn't just about him, but about inspiring others to face their challenges with grace and transform adversities into opportunities for growth and positive impact. 3 months had passed since the memorable night on Late Night with Derek Collins. The impact of that interview continued to reverberate, not just in LeBron James's career, but in a much broader context. It was a sunny summer morning in Akron, Ohio. LeBron stood before hundreds of students, parents, and community members on the court of the I Promise school. The buzz of excitement was palpable. "Today," LeBron began, his voice echoing through the microphone, "we're not just celebrating the end of another school year. We're celebrating the power of education, perseverance, and community." He paused, looking at the eager faces before him. Many of these students came from backgrounds similar to his, facing socio-economic challenges, but full of untapped potential. "That interview a few months ago made me realize something important," LeBron continued. "Every challenge we face is an opportunity for growth. Every criticism can be transformed into motivation. And every platform we have, no matter how small, is a chance to make a difference." LeBron then revealed the big news. Thanks to increased donations and new corporate partnerships inspired by the interview, the LeBron James Foundation was significantly expanding its scholarship program. Now, not only would I Promise school graduates be guaranteed a free college education, but the program would extend to 5 more schools in underprivileged communities around the country. The audience erupted in applause and cheers of joy. Tears could be seen in the eyes of many parents who saw the doors of the future opening for their children. As the event continued, LeBron reflected on how a simple television interview had become a catalyst for such significant changes. He thought of Derek Collins, who had surprisingly become an ally in this journey. In recent weeks, Derek had used his show to highlight important social issues and promote educational initiatives. After the event, LeBron met with a group of journalists for an impromptu press conference. "LeBron," asked a reporter, "with all this focus on your work off the court, some fans are worried if it will affect your performance in the upcoming NBA season. What do you say to them?" LeBron smiled, already expecting this question. "My commitment to basketball has never changed. In fact, this work energizes me even more. When I step on the court, I'm not just playing for myself or my team. I'm playing for every child who dreams of overcoming their circumstances. My goal is to show them that it's possible to succeed in sports and still make a difference in the world." Another journalist raised their hand. "There are rumors that you're considering a political career after retiring from basketball. Is this true?" LeBron pondered for a moment before responding, "My focus now is on using the platform I have in the best way possible. If in the future that leads me to politics or any other area where I can make a positive impact, I'm open to that possibility. But for now, I'm committed to being the best athlete, father, husband, and community leader I can be." As the press conference came to an end, LeBron reflected on his journey, from the boy from Akron with big dreams to the basketball superstar, and now a respected social influencer. He realized that his true legacy would not be measured just in points scored or championships won, but in the lives he touched and the changes he inspired. As he walked back to the gym, LeBron was approached by a young student. "Mr. James," she said shyly, "thank you for showing us that we can be more than our circumstances." LeBron crouched down to her eye level. "Always remember, you are more than an athlete, more than a student, more than any label the world tries to give you. You are the future, and the future is bright." With these words, LeBron felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He knew that no matter what the future held, he would continue to use his voice and influence to elevate others. After all, this was the true meaning of being more than an athlete. It was about being a catalyst for positive change, a beacon of hope, and an example that with perseverance and purpose, anyone can overcome adversities and make a difference in the world. Thank you for following this exciting story. If you felt touched by LeBron James's journey, from his childhood in Akron to becoming not just a basketball legend, but a social influencer and philanthropist, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content like this. And now we want to know your opinion. From 0 to 10, what score would you give this story? Share your rating in the comments and tell us what impacted you most in this narrative of overcoming, perseverance, and social impact. Was it how LeBron handled Derek Collins' provocations, the expansion of his scholarship program, or perhaps the way he uses his platform to inspire positive change? Your feedback is very important to us. It helps us continue to bring relevant and inspiring stories that show how athletes and public figures can use their influence to make a difference in the world. Don't forget to share your thoughts and keep following our channel for more content that goes beyond sports and addresses important themes in our society.